Coming in, important development there. This is going to have some political consequences. In an ongoing investigation, a charge sheet has been filed, a prosecution complaint, as they say, by the Enforcement Directorate, in which a statement of Rana Kapoor, the former managing director and CEO of Yes Bank, is there, and according to that statement, Rana Kapoor has admitted that he was made to buy a painting of Rajiv Gandhi worth rupees 2 crores from Priyanka Vadra in lieu of a possible Padma Award, a civilian honor. For more on that, go to Niranjan. We'll go to Niranjan Narayanswamy from the newsroom in Mumbai. Niranjan, 486 pages of the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate accessed.
Yes, Abhishek, I've removed the operative part out, which is page number 26, and I have it with me in my hand here. And we have the picture and some what we call graphics, details that we'll put out on the screen right now to tell you what the story is all about. This is the excerpt of the charge sheet. Let me read out this particular portion because it's very important what he says in this in his detailed testimony. Yeah, that's the painting on your screen, by the way, just beside me. That's the painting of MF Hussain, of Rajiv Gandhi. Now he says, when I say he, I mean Rana Kapoor of Yes Bank says, when asked the question by the ED, please furnish details of the deal pertaining to the sale of the above said MF Hussein's painting by Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Now here it is. I'm just going to come closer to the camera so you can see the question. Please furnish details of the deal pertaining to the sale of above said MF Hussein's painting by Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to you, right? Now, to which he responds, first of all, I wish to state that it was a forced sale. He says it was a forced sale for which I was never ready. As far as I remember, somewhere in the year 2010, Mr. Milind Diora had made several visits to my house at row house number 1, and he goes on to give the details of his Kemp's Corner, Mumbai residence, at my office at Yes Bank, Worli, Mumbai, to persuade me. He says Milind Diora visited him at his residence and office to persuade him for purchase of MF Hussein's painting from Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. He says Murli Diora went to his house and office to persuade him to buy the MF Hussain painting from Priyanka Vadra, right? And then he goes on to say he even made several calls and left messages in this regard, and there is a mobile number which is listed. In fact, I was very much reluctant to go in for this deal. I had tried to avoid this deal several times by ignoring calls or messages and personal meeting, and despite my best efforts to avoid this deal, they were exceptionally persistent to finalize the deal rapidly. And in this regard, late Murli Diora forced me to meet him for his veg dinner, Marwadi dinner at Lodi Estate bungalow in New Delhi in the year 2010. He was a petroleum minister back then, and he had been allotted this bungalow in that capacity. And then he goes on to talk about his dinner date, etc. And then he comes to the point. He says, the late Murli Diora told me in no uncertain terms that any further delay in purchasing the above said painting could have adverse repercussion on me and my Yes Bank, and it could jeopardize my relationship with the Diora family. And this is in the year 2010. 2 crore in the year 2010. Gaurav Bhatia is joining us on the phone line. Gaurav, you held a news conference a few minutes back, but we knew about this deal, but the manner in which he's gone into the detail of the manner in which he was pressurized to buy this painting, without which his Padma Bhushan order, he says, definitely prevent me from getting awarded Padma Bhushan if I didn't buy that painting. Scathing. Gaurav.
Yes, absolutely. And, it's a known fact all over the country and maybe in the world that the most corrupt family in India is the Gandhi Parivar. Every corruption leads to the door of the Gandhi Parivar, and this particular instance is very serious for the reason because it involves proceeds of crime that are being used to benefit Priyanka Vadra Gandhi and the Gandhi Parivar. And this is coming from an accused who was pressurized to make a payment of 2 crore rupees. The entire country today wishes to know, Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, please answer did you accept this check of 2 crore rupees and did you sell a painting or not? If she did,
I
then
have
she
that
is
letter.
equally
Oh,
an
Gaurav.
accused.
Gaurav, I have a letter. Gaurav, let me tell you. Let me break this to you. I have a letter in my hand, and good you pointed that out because I have a letter in my hand, reportedly signed by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Here it is in my hand. This letter, Gaurav Bhatia. It says subject late Shri Rajiv Gandhi's painting by Shri M.F. Hussain, Rana Kapoor, and it says this is further to your letter dated 3rd June 2010. Thank you for purchasing the portrait of my father, which was presented to him in 1985 at the Congress Party's centenary celebrations, presently in my ownership. I acknowledge receipt of your letter. I acknowledge receipt of your letter dated June 3rd, 2010, as well as your payment by check number. By check number, it's got the check number and it's got the HSBC account number in the amount of 2 crore. Amount of 2 crore representing the full and final payment. And it says, I trust you are aware of the historical value of this work and will ensure its placement in an environment that befits its stature. And signed by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. So there is a letter of acknowledgement as well. Gaurav Bhatia, the letter of acknowledgement is there, the signature is there as well.
Absolutely, thank you for pointing that out. And I'm sure that supplementary charge sheet that has been filed will also reveal other murkier details of how the Gandhi Parivar indulged in corruption all throughout during their UPA rule. And these people should not be spared because they're eating our country like termites. And they ought to be punished under law.
Thank you very much. We have a special investigation coming up, Gaurav Bhatia. Suggest you watch that in the next few seconds. Going straight to that. Abhishek.
Well, yes, Niranjan, thank you there. But we have some more reactions coming in from the BJP. Both Nalin Kohli and Amit Malviya. Take a listen.
It's a very serious accusation, and this had also come in the media a couple of years ago. Now, such a serious accusation, that too against a member of the Nehru Gandhi family, in this case Ms. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, certainly requires a response. Silence is not the answer. It is not going to hide the fact that such an accusation has been made, and if it is part of an investigation, it is obviously going to be followed up, which is the logical way that happens. So I think the Gandhi family cannot